Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here at Plan with Elise, and today we are doing part 2 of my 2026 Catchall planner setup. If you missed part 1, I will link it in the description, but in part 1 I put everything together in my big Franken planner and kind of ran out of time, and so a lot of you in the comments said you wanted to see me start using it, start getting more things set up. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I won't dive too deeply into what everything is and where it's from because that's replicated from the first video. So definitely make sure that you watch part 1 before you continue watching this. So first up, we have the name page. Well, we actually have these pockets. I want to start to add little fun things into these pockets. And I had purchased the Sadie's Stickers Advent Calendar. And one of the things was this blue polka dot frame, and you're supposed to insert your Instax mini film here. So this is the Instax. It's a mini printer, but it prints Polaroid style pictures, which is really cool because I do have other printers, but they don't print that type of photo. This is a little bit bigger. I just printed a selfie. This is a little bit bigger than this space. So I don't know if I'm going to use this. I feel like maybe I'm supposed to cut this part, but I feel like with the way these film things work, I shouldn't be cutting it unless I just cut the bottom part. I'm not really sure. I tried looking up to see one of these in use and I couldn't, so I'm a little afraid of cutting that. So I'm gonna hold off on that part, but I'm just for now gonna stick this in. I have like a fun photo strip of James and I and some other ones that I'll add in there as well. So now I want to do the name page. So I thought that I'd have a lot of fun with the name page this year. The other day I was going through my current dashboard planner for 2025 and happened to open this page and I was like, I never filled out my name page. I never put my name in it. And it's just one of those things that like I don't really prioritize and sometimes forget. And I thought that it would be fun to go all out here with this because it's not something I normally do. So these are the LiveLovePosh Posh Party, I think, not Posh Party. Posh. It's something. It was a bundle that was given at Chicago Planner Conference and then released. So I'll link it below. I just don't remember the exact name of what it's called. But I thought that we could have a lot of fun with these stickers because this is my planner. The planner party, I think it is. So let me pop this page off for a second. And we're going to put this right over the punch. And this is kind of, not that the other setup I did wasn't fun, but that was more of like figuring out where everything goes. This is like start using it, which gets me really excited. Today is a lunch break video and all morning I was so excited to do this because I couldn't wait to get it like all ready for me to start using. So I did cover up 2026 a little bit, kind of accidentally. So let's add in something else because I don't know that I really need it to say 2026, but I like these bows. So I think we could put bow up here and then let's do another bow down here to sort of minimize the fact that I covered up. And I'll just use my white pen here and then cut off the extra part of this bow. Nope. The scissors need to be cleaned. Okay, now I have no objection to writing my name in my planner, but when I was looking at these stickers, I noticed that they do have alphabet letters. So why not just use these? So we're gonna pop these right in here. And I think that that's really fun to just have your name in here. I had a different idea for this page, to be honest with you, but I think I'm going to do that in a different planner and you'll see once I set that up. At the time of filming this, I've only set up this planner and my Citrine dashboard planner. I haven't set up any others, but I'm getting a lot of ideas about different things that I want to do, and I'm just really enjoying this season. I feel like more than usual with planner setup season, and I think it's because there's just a lot about 2026 that excites me, but also I've made changes to my lineup, mostly with this planner, that are just going to be really fun. So I feel like that's it. I don't know that I really need like a lot on this page. Do we do like one more little bow for each section? This could be a little bit too big, but maybe we pop this one in like that. And then maybe one more over here, like a pink one. Another big one, but I think that that's pretty. Okay, let's leave that as it is. I think we're good. Now, when I did my catch-all setup, I didn't have these tiny little divider labels from Pretty Prez that I was waiting on. So now that I have them, I can put them in. So I think I made a mistake when I was ordering. I meant to order more than one because these are custom that said inbox, but I didn't. So it's okay. I can just do lists. And then I'm going to flip to the back. And my next one was, there's 3 here. Supposed to be wedding trackers. I know this one is trackers. So we'll put trackers here. And then the wedding here. I feel like I needed one more. And I don't remember what it was. Why I put one more. I have to rewatch that video and see what I meant to do there because now I don't remember. Okay, let's come back to the beginning. Someone asked in my original video if I'm having any trouble turning the pages because these are plum paper. I'm not having any trouble. I don't know if that's because this is a combination of plum paper, Happy Planner, Kellofaplan, but I'm not having any trouble to answer that question in case anyone else had the question as well. Okay, so now we have these overview pages. I don't usually do much with these. Maybe we'll come back to them. The next thing are these aren't year at a glance. They're not perpetual calendar. I don't remember what they're called. My plan for these pages is to track my steps. I have not been great with exercise and fitness, and I really want to focus on step tracking. So that's what I'm going to do with these. The next thing I wanted to really do in here is special dates, because there's a lot of important dates coming up. This is ideas, plans, and goals. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit more minimal here. Let me take these off the discs because it'll be easier for me. And what I want to do with these special dates is start to put in dates that are going to be important for the year, but I think I want to do some color coding. So I'm thinking I could do birthdays, I could do events that are coming up. I could also do like trips or things like that. But in order to color code, I need a key. So let's do this key right here. So we'll pop that in and then grab my pen and write birthdays. Then let's do maybe pink for events. I'm not sure if there's other things that I'm going to want to include. So for now, we'll just do birthdays and events. I'm going to pop events in first because those are more at the front of my mind right now. So March, April, June, and August and May and July. Okay, so for March, we have, so my fiance's sister is getting married next year, and we have her shower. And that is 3/1. Then I have her bachelorette. I'm not 100% sure of those dates, but I know it's April. Then in May is the wedding. So I should really be putting the date first. That's okay that I made that mistake. Then in June is going to be my bridal shower. That date is TBD. So I'll create that space there. And then July is also going to be my bachelorette. And then there's also some like other tentative plans happening. Our wedding. We have a couple of trips that are tentative, like with friends and stuff like that. And there may be another thing that I have coming up, but I'm really only putting in here like what I know is happening, because there's no need to put the tentative stuff. I have it all in my head. One thing about me is, even though I need a paper planner, I'm really good with dates and holidays and like knowing when things are. And so I feel like I don't always need to write every single thing down, because I'm I'm aware of when certain events are. So I'm going to also come in for birthdays. And I'm doing mostly like family birthdays here. But I'm just going to put in the bullet points and I'll write it all in after. I don't know that you need to know like every person in my family's birthday. So I'm just going to come in with these kind of as a reminder to myself. We have James's 40th birthday next year, which is very exciting. And then June, yes, October, November, and December. Okay, so those are right now the ones that popped into my head, but I do have like a birthday tracker somewhere. So the other one, we could do one more color for holidays, because I was already looking at the 2026 holiday calendar, and trying to make plans based on that. My poor mom, I called her this morning and asked if she knows when we're going to be celebrating Passover as a family next year, because Passover is a week long and my family tends to celebrate it on the closest weekend to the date versus the actual date, because it's just tough to get everyone together with kids' schedules and all of that. So it is December and I'm asking my mom to figure things out for April. So sorry, Mom. Okay, so we have got those a little bit filled in. Then we have ideas, plans, and goals. I don't know that I have a perfect plan for this yet. This is my first time with this Plum paper planner. And I like the idea. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm sitting here, there are 12. Wouldn't it be great to do one for each month? I feel like that makes perfect sense. So let me grab some dating sticker book, because we've got plenty here, and choose a font I like. I wanted something kind of like plain. So how were these? These were the 6 on one side. Yeah, that's how we're going to do these too. I like this idea. Now I'm excited about it. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with those pages, but now I can start to put things down. I could also put things down in here like, what was the example I just thought of? Cleaning the air, like replacing the air filter for the HVAC, like that kind of stuff, quarterly projects, those types of things, but also just things that I want to do, or like plans that I want to make each month, and ideas, plans, and goals, right? That's what this is for. feel like sticker books are not staying open as easily as they used to. July, August. I can also use this, and now I'm getting another idea of things to do for a wedding each month. If I find that I'm not really using these, I can start to map out those types of things, because we're in an interesting spot with our wedding right now because, nope, that's the wrong month. We have to book, I think, 2 more vendors, but other than that, we're pretty much set for a while, and there's really not much more to do for a certain period of time. Like, yes, we'll need decor and stuff like that, but we're just not really there yet. I feel like it's going to be next year that things are going to start to really ramp up. We're sending out the save the dates probably around the time that you see this video. And then we need to book entertainment. And other than that, we're kind of set and sort of on hold again until we like are ready to design the invitations. But there's all these little details like, you know, a playlist, what songs are important to us, what's James going to wear. We know what I'm wearing. I already have I ordered, I don't have in my possession my dress, but all of that kind of stuff. So that's what these will be used for. I just don't really have anything to put in them right now. Then we have my ideal week. This is a tracker page from Planner Kate, and I really love this because it helps me visualize what I'd like my ideal week to look like. What I will say about my ideal week is it's not starting at 5 a.m. I don't know about you, but I'm not a 5 a.m. person. So we're going to take some washi here and just cover this up because it doesn't help me to see times that are not like applicable to me. There we go. Okay, that looks good actually. And then we're going to do work. And I'm just right now kind of scheduling out what my days look like. I'm also going to put this here because I'm pausing it when I'm on my lunch break. Okay, then let's choose a color. I don't really care what color. We can do purple. And I'm going to put this from 9 to 1:30. Why am I so nervous about this? Okay, made me very nervous here. I think I was just afraid I was going to go to the wrong line. Oh, where are we going here? I should have gone right to left so that I could really see where I needed to go to. Okay, now for the other side, we want to do that until 5. So we just need here. I take my lunch break at the same time every day. And I like a 1:30 lunch break because then I come back and I feel like the day is shorter. I'd rather the second half of my day be shorter than the first half. All right, now we've got this block here where, well, I should have kind of gone up there. We have blocks now. We've got the morning, we have my lunch break, and we have after work. So what I'd really like, because this isn't mapping out exactly what my week is going to look like every week, right? The goal here is the ideal week. So we're going to draw a line here because ideally my lunch breaks are always spent on Plan with Elise. If I spend 4 lunch breaks a week on Plan with Elise, that gives me 4 YouTube videos because that's usually how I spend my lunch. So that's 4 YouTube videos. in an average week, I have 9 that I need to film. 7 for here on YouTube because I post daily videos, 1 Patreon exclusive, and then 1 video that I do per week for another brand that lives on their channel. So this gives me 4 out of 9, which is pretty good. And then Mondays are when I have Patreon Zooms. So Mondays are days that I try to conserve my creative energy because of those Zooms. What I'd really like to get into the habit of is going to the gym in the morning and seeing how that improves many things. So I'm going to block in time here and see if I can get into the habit of going to the gym twice during these days. Then also on Fridays, but on Fridays, I would like it to be later in the day. I should have done a different color for that. It's fine. Okay, so Fridays, I'd like it to be around this time. And I have reasons for that, but we don't always need to get into all of them. Okay, now I should have used a different color for this part, so I'm just going to do it now, and it's fine that it's not there. I can just write that. Friday mornings, because Fridays I don't work my regular job anymore. This is where I'm going to prioritize my business. And for here, I'm just going to add this color in. This doesn't have to be a perfect page. It's just kind of thinking about things. And then Mondays, let me come back to Plan with Elise. I'm going to block this from 7 to 9 because my Patreon Zooms are either at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So we'll block that for Mondays. Wednesdays and Tuesdays, well, more Wednesday, we've been kind of doing wedding stuff. So let's say like this is sort of dedicated to the wedding. And then this space as well on Fridays. And not always weddings, sometimes just time for James and I to say like, okay, let's sit down and talk. What do we want to do around the house? What are we going to do this weekend? That kind of stuff. Not always like wedding planning, but just kind of mapping out our time. So I think right now that's what my ideal week looks like. Okay, lists, there's really nothing to do here right now. This is just as things come up, I pop them in here. Then we have January. I will do a video with my January monthly and my January goals. So I think these 2 pages were supposed to be stuck together. I'm not going to do that right now. But one of the things that I wanted to do in this video, I think I meant to do it in my other video. Well, let me get to that in a second. Sorry. Also in here, I wanted to, we've got my currently, and then this is where I want to map out our calendar for things that are coming up that are a little bit different from how I do this. Is that what I wanted to do here? I really wanted this page. Why did I put this one here? Maybe I didn't need this one, but I needed this side of the page. Because when I was saying it's going to be different from my monthly calendar, I don't really see how it needs to be different from my monthly calendar. So I need to come back to this. And then over here, let's kind of get started with this part. So we have January. And then what I wanted to do was kind of set myself up here. So the first week in January is really going to be the 29th to the 4th. So January 29 through the 4th. Then we'll shift to the next one, which will be the 5th through the 11th. then the 12th through the 18th. The 18th. And then the 19th through 25th. And then finally the 26th through the 1st for the last one. Okay, so now those are sort of set up. I still would need to come in and add in these dates. I don't know if I need to do all of these sitting here on camera, but really the goal for this is just spending some time in my planner so that once I'm ready to write in it, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did something wrong here. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I forgot that there's an extra thing here. I was like, that doesn't work. The goal of this video for me is to have things written down and prepped so that once I'm ready to dive into my planner and actually plan things out, I don't have to do any prep. That's kind of what we're trying to do here. Is that supposed to go to the 4th? No, that's the 5th. Okay. That's what we're trying to do. We're not planning out the entire month. We're just preparing the planner so that it's ready for me. So we'll just do this for January because while I really hope that this system works for me, I don't know if it will because it's a new system that I'm trying. And I don't want to waste pages if I realize very quickly in January that this doesn't work. I'm really hopeful it will. I spent a lot more time thinking about my planner lineup and what my needs are than I ever have before. And I believe that this is a system that should work for me. So then we have 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 1. Okay, next up, I want to talk about one of the decisions that I had to make. So I decided not to use a bullet journal for journaling this year. But once I made that decision, I was frustrated with myself because I had purchased all of these Planner Kate day of the week labels or date headers. I don't know what they're called. And I love them. I love using these. And I was like, well, what do I do with all of these now that I bought them? Because I'm not going to be using them in my journal. What I decided to do is take these and put them right over here. Because this does have the dates. Well, actually, I'd have to figure that out. It does have Friday, January 2nd, but I just think that it looks a little bit nicer having these like banner days. I think that's what they're called. They're banner days because day of the week labels are the ones you'd put like on your weekly spread that just have the day of the week and not the date. But these, I feel like, are really cute. And they look good here. I know it says January twice. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. So we'll come through. Now, I had also mentioned in the setup video that because of the way that I'm doing these weeklies, I'm kind of losing my ability to use the back of those pages. So I'm curious to see in January how it ends up working for me and if I come up with a game plan for the back of the pages. I could also use it for things like memories or jotting down ideas or spending trackers, but I also have a memory keeper and a budget planner, and I don't really need the extra planning space. Also, I already have a plan for my like 1 line per day and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not entirely sure what we'll end up doing with the back of these weekly pages that are from the Kellofaplan Simple Plans planner. So I want to continue getting these in. I'm like, oh, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought. The rest of this is one of those like sit in front of the TV and do it kind of projects because I don't need to, walk you through doing it all on camera. So we'll get the end of this week done and then see what's left to add in here. I have one other idea of a setup for this planner until I feel like it is really ready for me. So this final weekend, 18th and 19th. Okay. The next thing that I pulled out were Kellofaplan monthly sticky notes. I don't even know if these are still available. Let me check on that. Okay, these are sold out. I'm not surprised. These are so old. So sorry about that. But my thought on these is I talked about some of the tentative things that are happening in 2026. And I thought that it would be really helpful to put some of the tentative ones down on sticky notes on these. So actually, one thing, it's not tentative, but we'll put it down anyway. I'm not really doing this with any like order or anything, but this is my book launch day on January 13th. This will also really help me when I sit down to do my monthly spread by having these already mapped out in here. And then I already know that my Patreon Zooms are 3 specific days in the month because, like I said, they're Mondays. And while there are 4 Mondays in January, one of them is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it's a federal holiday, so I'm not going to do a Zoom that day. So I know what the 3 Zoom dates are. So that's helpful. What else is tentative in January? It's also tentative. Maybe not tentative. I think this is like set, but when James is going on his future brother-in-law's bachelor party. So I'm just going to write Montreal. And my hope for that weekend is that I will be spending time organizing, like my office and all of that kind of stuff. I should have mentioned this earlier. It's a very dark and gloomy day, and I have my lights and my brightness up really high. When I look up at my phone, I stand up right now, it does feel a little bit dark. So I hope that it's not dark for you, but I apologize if it's not perfect lighting for this right now. Okay, then February. I don't actually think there's anything tentative in February. I really am excited about this weekend because it's a long weekend. So I'll be off work from Friday to Monday, and it's Valentine's Day. So that's really nice. But I think that's all for February. I forgot that I only have a few months in this planner. So then for March, we have Kim's bridal shower. And I can pop this in. You know what I wish I had? No, that's not this day. It's this day. I wish I had bullet point sticky notes. Let me know if anyone knows where to find bullet point sticky notes, because one of the things that I sort of struggle with every month when I'm doing my monthly is, I know this says 2024, that was explained in the setup video, but the recycling schedule. Once I'm in a month, I know, because my recycling alternates. 1 week is cardboard, 1 week is like plastic and glass. And I always forget when I'm setting it up which week is which. Like I know right now that this week that I'm filming this is plastic, which means the next one is cardboard. But it would be really great if I could like come in, and it's always Thursday night, if I could come in and pop those down. What I could do is with a pencil. Would that make any sense to me? Because then I would just be covering it up anyway, right? I'm not usually a pencil person. This is a Zebra Z-Grip mechanical pencil, and I like it. So I could always use erasable pens, but I'm just not really an erasable kind of person. But I think that doing this will really help me when I sit down. So I'm just going to do P, C, because I will be covering these up anyway when I put in my stickers. So if the last one was plastic, the next one is going to be cardboard. Oh, this is such an easy thing. Oh my goodness. I don't know why it's taken me so long to do something like this. The last was P, so then we're at C, P, C, and P. That's nice. Those are done. March is also a fun month because it's a 5 payday month. I love 5 payday months. So now I'm starting to like actually look at the calendar and see what's there. Okay, we've been sitting here for a long time, I feel like. And I don't know if this video was helpful or not. It was just me like wanting to get parts of my planner set up and kind of taking you along with me to show you how I'm going to be using these pages. So I hope you found it helpful and enjoyed this part 2. There, of course, will be monthly setups and goal setups and currently and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like January planner setup, which would include all of these. I feel like that could be a very long video, but we'll see. I'll make a decision and figure out kind of how I want to use these pages and how I want to share them as well. So again, if you didn't see the setup part 1 video, I would definitely go check that out. And let me know your thoughts. I'm really excited to dive in and start using this right away to do some future planning. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time.